One second, let me stop the annotations. Okay, we can proceed. So in the last lecture, we have completed with the gymnosperms belonging to phanerogams. That means flowering plants. Now, I first need to tell you that we won't be covering the dictionary words as the first thing. We would go step by step manner, and in that we would be writing all the meanings of the words lecture of your chapter, so that by the end of the lesson we can have a doubt and difficulty session if the time permits, that is before 3:45. So let's begin with today's chapter. We'll move on directly to angiosperms. Okay, now the meaning of angio and sperms. Now this is a Greek letter in which angio means cased, या फिर covered, and sperm means seeds. Now we all know that angiosperms contains all the plants which will be bearing fruits and flowers. Now we will study how is angiosperm different than gymnosperm, since we know that both gymnosperms and angiosperms belongs to phanerogamy. Okay, now as usual, we will be going through one plant. We'll be first observing the plant and then we'll directly start to, describing it. Now, I don't know, and before we eat or we get mango fruits, what we have is bunch of flowers, also called as inflorescence of flowers. In he flowers may say we will be getting fruits, and inside these fruits will be present seeds. Okay? Now, how does this one particular flower transforms into fruit? Can you see the second diagram? In the second, diagram, you will be able to see that one particular flower will give you one fruit of mango. If the second diagram is extremely clear to you, that greenish color part is nothing but your emerging fruit. It's a mango fruit. तो हर एक फ्लावर में से एक फ्रूट आएगा, and इस फ्रूट के अंदर will be our seed, and this is the speciality about angiosperms. ठीक है? Now let's move on to the next plant. Now, before moving to next plant, here I have shown you how does an apple flower is getting converted to an apple fruit. Now we'll come to the left extreme side. You are able to see a pink color flower. Inside this pink color flower, I hope you can see the arrowheads. Inside this pink color flowers, at the base, okay, at the base of the flower, you will have gametes. Now what are gametes? Gametes are the cells which will take part or which will participate in reproduction. Now, these gametes of male and female fuse in this region and they lead to formation of a seed-like structure. You can see in the next diagram. And the lower part will start swelling. Okay? And ये बड़ा होते होते जाएगा. Okay? Finally, the petals of the flowers will get dried up and they'll fall off. And this is nothing but the fruit. And inside the fruits, what we get are the seeds. So in angiosperms, we say the seeds are having covering. That means they are covered inside the fruit. Okay, this is your fruit, and inside the fruit you have seeds. Now let's move on to the next slide. Now what you're able to see is nothing but a flower of apple. There's a huge tree which yields apple flowers. Now from this apple flowers, these are androeciums and gynoeciums. Now we will be studying details about flowers in our 10th standard. What I am interested into, can you see the neighboring flower? In this neighboring flower, you have a greenish color base, also called as stalk. From this stalk itself, we will have the upcoming fruit. Okay? Now in the next diagram, I'll show you how does fruit emerges. Are you able to see? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now these are green apples. These green apples are later turning into red color. Students, please, shut down your video. There are many students of videos are on. Yeah, thank you. And finally, we get red color apple. Now, the difference between green and red color apple is nothing but pigment. There is a color giving pigment which is differing from green and red color apple. It is completely out of syllabus. This example is just given to you so that you are able to understand angiosperms nicely. Okay? Now, now we'll just start describing. Now, what we are able to see in the given plant, that the stem is longer, it has leaves. You'll see the pot of the plant is also bigger. That means obviously it is going to have roots. That means there is presence. If the plant is having a certain height, it will obviously have something called as conducting tissue, the tissue which will be responsible to carry food and water to each and every part of the plant. Okay, at the end, that is at the terminal end. Terminal end ka meaning is सबसे last end, you have a flower. Okay, now we will just start describing it जैसे हम लोग ने gymnosperms में भी किया था. So the first point will be angiosperms are woody or they are also herbaceous. Now woody, we have studied what is woody plant, a plant or tree which has more amount of wood content, right? Now herbaceous are usually plants which are smaller in height. ठीक है, उसको हम लोग herbaceous plants कहते हैं. So we will have both the types of angiosperms. Angiosperms can be either woody, example a mango tree, or they can be herbaceous plants like the small plant which you are able to see in front of your screen. Let's move to the second point. Now what is annuals, biennials and perennials? अभी हम लोग ने जिम्नोस्पर्म में एक वर्ड पढ़ा था जिसका नाम था perennial. Perennial plants are the plants or trees which live a very long life. ठीक है? Now annuals meaning that the plant will have a lifespan of only 1 year. So this is your first dictionary word. I want you to write this. Who's Yashraj? Yashraj, you have by mistakenly sent me a message. Please do check it once and then send it. Okay? So the meaning of annuals are the plants which have only lifespan of 1 year. Biennials are the plants which has a lifespan of only 2 years. मतलब ये ऐसे plants है जो 2 साल में उनका complete life खत्म हो जाएगा and 2 साल के बाद ये plants मर जाएंगे. And perennials are the plants which will have very long life. So there's a doubt asked by DN Nagar, Arman Mehta. Yes, banyan tree is a perennial plant. ठीक है? Okay, let's move on to the third point. It has vascular system. Vascular system हम लोग ने discuss किया था. It is nothing but presence of conducting tissue. That means angiosperm will have xylem and phloem. ठीक है? Specialized type of tissue or cells which will be doing the work of conduction of food and water. Now, in these plants, flowers are nothing but reproductive organs. Now, this can be also asked for an MCQ, that which are reproductive organs in angiosperms? Your answer should be always flowers. There's a doubt asked by students. I'll clear the doubt once the lecture gets ended. You can type it and keep it. I'll go through the chat box later on. Okay, let's move on to the next point. Okay, so the next point is that these are the flowers which bear fruits and seeds, and here the seeds are enclosed in the fruit. Okay. Further, we have also seen when we saw the chart, or you can say when we have saw the kingdom plantae entire chart, in that angiosperms are further divided into monocots and dicots. Now, what is monocot and what is dicot? We will be looking at it because we have a very important question from monocots and dicots. Most of the time, this question comes in the exam, and it is distinguished between monocotyledonous plants and dicotyledonous plants. So let's have a look at it, that what do we mean by monocots and dicots. Now you are able to see a picture. Now this picture has two types of seeds. The left hand side you will be seeing a single seed which cannot be divided into two equal halves. Whereas on the right side you will be able to see a seed which is already divided into two halves. For example, legumes or pulses like moong and matki. Okay? So all the seeds which cannot be divided into two equal halves are called as monocots. The plants are called as monocots, whereas they are also called as monocotyledon. Now we will go through what is the meaning of cotyledon. Okay? As we come ahead with the further slide. So plants which have monocotyledons are called as monocotyledonous plants, and plants which have dicotyledons are called as dicotyledonous plants. Is it clear? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Now we will go through the meanings. I want you to write down the meaning of cotyledon. First you write it down, then I'll explain you. Okay? Now, assuming that you all have written it, now what is cotyledon? Whenever a seed germinates in the soil, okay, the first leaf which comes out of the seed, or to be very specific, which comes outside of the embryo, is called as cotyledon. So as the meaning has been written, it is the first leaf of the embryo. Embryo is nothing but the developing baby. And where is embryo situated? Embryo is situated inside the seed. Okay? Now let's understand the meaning of monocots or monocotyledons. Mono means single, and cotyledon is the first leaf coming from the embryo. Therefore, the name comes as monocotyledonous plant. That means these are the plants in which the seeds cannot be divided into two equal halves. Okay? Whereas in dicotyledons, di means two or double. So di means two, and again cotyledon means the first leaf emerging outside of the embryo. Therefore, the name derives as dicotyledonous plants. These are the plants which will have seed that can be divided into two equal halves. Okay? Now I will present a picture in which what is cotyledon will be understood to you in a better way. Is the picture clear? Now, in the very left hand side, you are able to see a seed which is sowed in the soil. Slowly and eventually, the seed germinates. And in the third picture, you are able to see the first pair of leaf. It is labeled as cotyledons. तो जिस भी seed में दो cotyledons है, they are dicotyledonous plants. And जिस भी plant में single cotyledon है, they are monocotyledonous plants. ठीक है? Let's move on to the next slide. Now this is the question which will be asked for 2 marks as difference, give the difference between monocotyledonous plants and dicotyledonous plants. But before understanding the difference, we have to learn few terms, new terms. So as and when we will be proceeding with the further slides, I want you all to also write its meaning. Okay? When this question is asked for 2 marks, you will have to write 4 correct points and 1 more point of examples. Example ka point is not included in those 4 points. Am I extremely clear? Okay. Now before we start, let me give you an example of a dicot and of a monocot plant. Dicot ka example, classic example will be a banyan tree, whereas example for monocot plant will be an, let's say, bamboo plant. You have seen both of these tree and it will be better for you to imagine, क्योंकि जैसे जैसे मैं इसके points बताऊंगी, you will be in better position to understand what is difference between both of these trees. So let's move to the next slide. Now what you're able to see are 2 different type of root systems. On the left hand side, if you see, the roots are going straight deep inside the ground and उसको ज़्यादा branching नहीं है. Such type of roots are called as taproot. And plants which show or which possess such kind of taproot system are called as dicotyledonous plants. Now let's go to the right hand side image. You'll see the roots are very much scattered. They are not penetrating deep down inside like the taproot. Therefore, these roots are called as fibrous roots. Fibrous roots are thinner as compared to the taproots, and they are not that stiff or firm. If you will see in taproot wala plant agar aap dekhoge, then you will see the leaf are pretty broad, and these are the plants which will carry weight. Whereas if you will see the plant of monocot on the right hand side, these are the plants which are having very tender stem. So on your left hand side, you have dicots which will show presence of taproot, and on the right hand side, you have monocots which will show the presence of fibrous roots. Am I clear? Are you clear with the root part? Tanisha, yeah, I clear your doubt, Tanisha. Let me just complete with the difference between. Everybody's doubts will be cleared. Okay? Let's move on to the second point of the difference, which is regarding the stem. Now on the left hand side, you are also able to see something called as banyan tree. As I said, it's a classic example of dicotyledonous plant. And on the right hand side, you are able to see a bamboo plant. Now, what is the major difference between the stem? If you'll see if you'll see the banyan tree, the stem is pretty broad. It is solid, woody, and thick. Whereas stem of the bamboo plant is smaller as comparative to the banyan tree, and it is hollow from inside. So what will be the second difference? The second difference will be that dicot plants have thick and stronger stem, whereas monocot plants have a thinner and hollow stem. Okay? Let's move on to the next point. Now, what you are able to see are 2 diagrams of leaf. Okay? On the left hand side, you will be able to see venations. Now, the kind of texture you are able to see is called as venation of the leaf. The spelling is VENATION. Okay? Now, let's come to the diagram of the left hand side. You are able to see a leaf belonging to a dicot, whereas on the leaf which is present on the right hand side is demonstrating a leaf of a monocot plants. अभी दोनों भी leaf अगर हम लोग अच्छे से देख रहे हैं, what is the major difference? ये जो lines दिख रहे हैं leaf पे, which is also called as venations, these are different. ठीक है? तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड वाला जो पैटर्न है इन विच द वेनेशन इज स्कैटरिंग, such kind of venation is called as reticulate venations. Now look at the spelling. Reticulate. That means reticulate. There's a doubt from Harshit. Harshit, hollow का meaning is खोखला, अंदर से solid नहीं है, empty है. You have sent me the doubt. ठीक है. Now let's move on to venation type seen in monocots. सब line में straight lines में है. And what do we call straight lines? Which are, side by side and not intersecting with each other. We call them as parallel lines, right? So monocots will be showing something called as parallel venations. Am I clear with the leaf part? I said the dicot will be showing reticulate venations, whereas monocots will be showing parallel venations. Look at the diagram carefully. Okay, let's move on to the next point. Now you are able to see two different flowers. Both these flowers belongs to dicot. Now let's count their petals. Petals ka meaning is, I hope you know petals. What are petals? The flower petals, the most colorful part of a flower. Okay? So on the left hand side, you are able to see a flower which is having 4 petals, whereas on the right hand side, you are able to see a flower with 5 petals. So whenever I am having flowers which will either have 4 or 5 petals, they will belong to dicotyledonous plants. Okay? If a flower is showing 4 petals, such type of flower is called as tetramerous flower. Tetra ka meaning is 4. Tetra means 4. Whereas when I am having a flower with 5 petals, I am calling it as pentamerous flower. Students, please write down the meaning of both these words, tetramerous and pentamerous. Meanings are not separately given in your textbook. Yes, Annie, I'll explain the taproot again. Don't worry. So I hope flowers of dicots are clear to you. Now let's move on to flowers in monocots. Now in monocots, we usually have flower whose petals will be in the multiples of 3. So they can be 3, 6, 9 or 12. So any plant which is possessing a flower with the petals in the multiples of 3, such type of plants are called as monocotyledonous plants. And whenever a flower is having 3 petals or in the multiple of 3, they are called as trimerous plants or trimerous flowers. Please write down the meaning of trimerous. Pentamerous is 5 petals. Tetramerous is 4 petals. And trimerous is 3 petals. Okay, so we have covered with the points of dicots and monocots. Now let's go through the points of distinguish between, which is given in your textbook on page number 79. Let me read it out for you. Dicotyledonous plants and monocotyledonous plants. please do not forget to write the most left side extreme column, क्योंकि if you are not specifying कि seed, root and stem, पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि कौन सा difference लिख रहे हो. So whenever you are writing 2 cotyledonous, if you don't want to write the seed part, you need to write these are the plants whose seeds have 2 cotyledons. ठीक है? Monocotyledons will have single cotyledon. Now we will come to the next point, which will be the root system. Dicotyledonous plants shows a well-developed primary taproot system, whereas monocotyledons will be showing fibrous root system. You do not have to write distinguish between right now. It is given in your textbook on page number 79. Let's come to the stem part. The third point, stem of dicotyledonous plant is strong and hard. Example, banyan tree. We have also seen the picture of banyan tree. Whereas stem of monocotyledonous plant is hollow. Example, bamboo. Now let's come to the fourth point, which explains about the leaf. Dicotyledonous plants will show reticulate venations, whereas monocotyledonous plant will show parallel venations. Let's come to the fifth and the last point. Flowers with 4 or 5 parts in their multiples, they are called as tetramerous or pentamerous. Whereas in monocotyledonous plants, these are the plants which will be showing trimerous, that means petals in the multiples of 3. Am I clear? Okay, now since we are left with few minutes, let's clear off the doubt part, because we have completed with our chapter, that is classification of plants. Now let me read out one doubts and let's just clarify it.